Nyaje, boys and girls. It's time to get out of the big city of Nairobi and go to the coast. Today, we're going to go to Mombasa. And thankfully, to get there, there's a new, cheap, and relatively fast train that we can take. It went into operation just a few years ago. It was built and financed almost entirely by the Chinese government. I've heard good things. Let's go and find out. Opened in 2017, the SGR train connects Nairobi, Kenya's capital, to Mombasa, the country's biggest port. It cost $3.6 billion, and it was built by a Chinese state-owned company, although they hired 25,000 Kenyans to work on it. At the time, the Kenyan president said, "Without infrastructure, there will be no investors. Without investors, there will be no jobs for our youth." 90% of the cost of the railway was funded by a Chinese state-owned bank. Mama Uber?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tommy.
Yeah, I'm Tommy.
SGR.
Yep. Naenda, SGR. Ile kuenda Mombasa.
What time you get to Mombasa? You're supposed to be there at 2, you know?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so that means you have to rush.
Yeah. You're gonna have to drive like a boat driver.
Nairobi, it's like, you know, it's like everybody who looks at you
Yeah.
is already thinking, how much can I get from him?
Yeah.
Just by looking at you.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had a few experiences like that.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was chased by a homeless guy for 1 hour one time.
1 hour?
Yeah, seriously.
In a club where?
No, like outside in downtown, because he just saw me.
Hey, that's a long chase.
It's interesting to me though, like I lived in China for 6 years.
Me too.
You lived in China?
For 15 years.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
真的吗？
真的，我在中国比较
你会一点点吗？
我会说中国。
非常不错。Wow.
Where in China did you live?
I mainly lived in Shanghai.
Okay.
And
that's one city that I never like to go.
You never like to go there? Okay.
I always found people from China being too aggressive.
Oh yeah, it's like
compared to Beijing actually.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the first time I ever heard that.
Beijing people are nice.
They always say Beijing is the aggressive one, and then Shanghai is like...
Shanghai people don't like Beijing people.
Shanghai's the snobby one, you know? That's really interesting. Yeah, so I'm about to go take this train, which was built by China. I heard, yeah.
At a very high cost there by the road.
Yeah.
But what is the president doing?
Yeah.
Not Chinese.
Not the Chinese?
No, the Chinese are still.
Oh, okay. It's not their fault.
It's not their fault.
Yeah. So what do you think about like China's investments in Africa? You think it's a good thing, bad thing?
I don't know. I'm torn
like this train that I'm about to take.
What I'm saying is I'm torn between it.
Yeah.
Okay, when you look at it in the past, right? When Africa was towards the British mostly.
Yeah.
You know, like the British like control almost all of Africa, right?
Yeah.
We didn't have any development going on in the ground.
Yeah.
Like even we have poor roads and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Because they used to issue money.
Yeah.
You see, that's why we see as Kenyans the other day we were complaining why is IMF giving the government no money?
Yeah.
Because when they give this money out, the leaders will loot the money and shift it abroad.
Oh yeah.
You know that it's not going to help anything. But Chinese, they come, they give you the money, and then they give them the money, they construct the road.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
Although they are the ones benefiting at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because when the Chinese come to construct this road, you come even with people from China to work on that road, not even the locals most of the time.
Yeah.
You see? And there are loans which they give you at a higher rate, and then you pay them a little bit, they work, and then you pay back.
Yeah.
So I think Chinese are still gaining.
Yeah.
But there's a little difference, I think.
Yeah.
So with Chinese, it's better. The only problem with Chinese is even when your government is killing you, right?
Yeah.
Chinese will not say a thing.
Yeah.
But when you talk about like US or European countries, when they give you loans, and you start doing bad things to the locals, as a government, they'll hold you accountable.
Yeah.
Chinese don't do that.
Yeah, that's the difference between the IMF and China. IMF will like have stipulations based on human rights.
Kill them, we don't care. As much as we're doing business.
Yeah.
Chinese, as long as they're making money from you, they don't care whatever happens.
Yeah.
And even if they give you the money and you steal all of it, Chinese do not care. As long as you're going to pay the loan.
Yeah. I'd say that's the major thing. I mean, they obviously have like their own motivations.
So no matter what's happening, Africa is screwed. That's it.
Alright, thanks.
Asante. Zaijian. Alright. Just arrived at the new station that was opened in 2017. Let's go see what's going on. Alright, just got through security. That was some really intense security. They had like bomb sniffing dogs and everything. Had to have the bag checked like 3 times. It's good, I guess. They've had some terrorist attacks in Kenya in the past. Habari za mchana, ma'am.
Karibu.
I want to go to Mombasa.
With the afternoon train?
Yeah, good afternoon.
First class or second class?
Second class.
Attention please. The train from our station to Mombasa terminus will stop on track 2, platform 2, please.
Kindly help me with the passport or ID.
Is this? Ni elfu moja, si ndio?
Yes.
Okay. Oh man, this is like a surreal experience almost. This station, everything from like the ticket booth to the self-service stations to basically everything. It's exactly the same as a station would be in China. I've been to so many of these stations, from Shanghai to Guangzhou to Beijing, and it feels like deja vu almost. Even the security is almost exactly the same. Ticket too. Alright, ni baridi?
Oh, you want baridi?
Yeah. Almost time to board. Yeah, I gotta say, I'm pretty excited for this. This is a whole different experience from the train that I took in Dar es Salaam. No offense to Tanzania. It just feels a little more modern. Got the very last seat in the car.
Abiria mpendwa, tuondoka kituo cha Nairobi. Kitakachofuata kituo chetu cha mwisho na kituo cha iweze kufunika pua yako na mdomo wako. Shukrani.
Unaenda Mombasa? Ni safari au kazi? Kazi. So this is the view from the train, just a few miles outside of Nairobi. Yeah. It's what?
How many kilometers?
This has to be like only 1 kilometer, right? Outside of Nairobi. So for anyone who's been to China and taken the trains there, this is not the high-speed railway. This is more the standard gauge railway, which is the slow train, as one of Maya put it. And so it's not super fast. It takes about 4 to 5 hours to get from Nairobi to Mombasa. But that's a huge improvement over what used to be there. What's interesting is that running almost right alongside here for most of the track, you have the old railway that was built 100 years ago, the meter gauge, and that goes from Mombasa all the way to Uganda, right? That was slow as hell. That could take like 12, 18 hours just to get from Nairobi to Mombasa. So when you look at it that way, it's a big improvement.
Is the whole train, like the entire staff is Kenyan? Or are there Chinese people working here?
Kenyan.
They're all Kenyan now? Okay. So I read it'd be like Chinese for 5 years and then Kenyan after. Okay. The conductor too?
The driver is we have a Kenyan and a Chinese.
Kenyan and a Chinese?
Yes.
Okay.
Mechanics.
Vamos. Yeah. Una via gani. Okay. Oh, Nataka Guinness. Oh, una Tusker? Tusker ni kutoka Kenya? Okay. Nataka Tusker. Yeah. Sitaki Guinness.
One or two?
One. Yeah, one. Yeah. Unapenda Kiswahili changu?
Yeah, so this is exactly the same bathroom setup you would have on an SGR train in China. Except, if I'm being completely honest, this is actually cleaner and nicer than the ones in China. Just arrived. Just arrived in Mombasa, and I can tell it's a lot hotter here than in Nairobi. So yeah, if I had to give a rating to the train, really not a bad experience at all. There were no stops. It took 5 hours as planned. It was comfortable, it was clean. Definitely the best way to get between Nairobi and Mombasa. In case you were wondering, this tunnel to get back down to ground level is also exactly the same as it would be in a Chinese station. One difference I'm seeing though, and these were clearly meant to be used, but they're not being used for some reason. In China, when you arrive at a new city, you gotta like swipe your ticket into one of these machines to get out. Otherwise you get in trouble. Alright, so my next objective is to find wherever this Airbnb I'm staying at is. Twin. Hello. Oh. This is the most exhausting rush of taxi towers I've ever seen. Maybe in any city ever. Alright. Subiri kidogo. Hala. Taxi?
Yeah, taxi.
Old Town?
Downtown.
Okay.
You want taxi or you have matatu? No, it's not a matatu. It's a taxi.
No, taxi.
I'm going to town. My brother.
Okay, I want Nataka Haraka.
Yes, we are going just now. I'm already. I'm
okay,
almost.
okay, we don't have to fight here.
I carry you only alone. You keep quiet. I carry you only you. No, you are my client. No combination. I'm going. Come, we go.
Hold on.
This guy is combining.
No, I'm not.
Me, I carry you.
But to be honest, I do want like a private ride.
You don't want?
No, I want a private ride. Heck yeah.
Come, we go.
Ni Megani?
Town.
Yeah, town.
1500.
1500?
Yeah, 1,500.
Can we do 7? Or 1,500?
Yeah.
Can we do 700?
700 is very little. Yeah.
Very little?
Yeah. The price I can come down. Okay.
Yeah.
Do it 1,300 we go. I give you this kind of phone.
Alright, 1,000 we go.
Okay, 1,200.
Okay.
Yeah.
So hapa watu wote wanaongea Kiswahili na Kiingereza?
Kiingereza very few.
Really?
Yeah.
Watu wachache?
Wachache, yeah.
Okay. Asante. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Habari za usiku?
Nashukuru shughuli zako.
Yeah.
We've been waiting for you.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Hapa ni kama Zanzibar.
Oh, ni kama Zanzibar.
Eh.
Bado tembea huko. Just get me your shoes.
Okay.
Just give me your shoes.
What?
Get me your shoes.
Oh, give you the shoes. Okay.
No, you just get in with your shoes.
Oh, get in with
Yeah, why remove?
Yeah,
this should be your shoes.
Is this like a law in Mombasa?
Yes?
I have to fill out this kind of form?
Yeah, you have to fill before you leave Mombasa.
Okay. Yeah.
So, this should be your key. When you are opening, you grab 1, 2. The first time you get hold of the key, and then you push.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how it is.
How old is this door?
Yeah?
How old is this door?
This is colonial, I think during colonial times, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which colonial times? The Arab colonial times or the British colonial times? What?
I can't say. I can't.
All right. I could take this thing off and pretend I'm in Tanzania again. So this is what $30 gets you in Mombasa. Not bad, to be honest. The ever important mosquito net. Now that I'm back in a extremely hot climate, like most of the rest of Africa, that will be very important. So yeah, that's the end of the journey from Nairobi to Mombasa on the SGR railway. Went pretty smooth, to be honest. I can't think of a single major problem that happened. I like the train. It's pretty nice. No complaints. Whether it's a sound financial investment, this time I'm not going to give any opinions on that. You guys can fight about that in the comments. But yeah, what I can say is it's a pretty good option to get to Mombasa from Nairobi. So yeah, it's about 9 p.m. here in Mombasa, and in about 1 hour the curfew is going to kick in pretty hard. So I think I'm going to rush down, try to find some food, and let's meet up again tomorrow for a tour of Mombasa. Tutonana.